Podcast starts at 19 seconds.
It's been a minute. It's been a while. But for that, I want to take the time to apologize to y'all on behalf of the podcast for us being gone for so long. And that's kind of what I'm here to do, at least right now, is just kind of fill you in as much as I can about what happened, why we've been gone, some of the things we have planned, some of the updates, and what we're going to try to do in the future. Normally, I would do something like this in January, but because of the circumstance and because we went away for a while, I thought it would be better just to do it now. And we'll probably run this back again in January, but I'll get into that in a second. But the reason why we were gone for so long was for many reasons. Some had to deal with illness, some people got busy, some people went away on vacation, family stuff, just all kinds of things. And that's one reason. The other reason why we decided to kind of take a hiatus was we were talking as a group and we realized that we wanted to try to make some changes to the podcast to hopefully make it a better experience. So we decided, even though we were going to continue, but we felt it was best just to kind of step away, get our personal in order, and then also get the podcast in order and come back better and stronger. And I'm hoping that we have achieved that. So that's the first thing I want to say is that you're definitely going to see some changes when it comes to the podcast. Hopefully these changes are better. Hopefully these changes bring you a better listening experience. And hopefully you notice the improvements right away. Now, there's going to be a little bit of an adjusting period. But overall, I think in the long run, it's going to work out a lot better. Hopefully, that's the goal. So we're going to try something new, and hopefully y'all will enjoy the changes and let us know what you think in the comments down below. But once again, we apologize for being gone for so long, and we also want to thank all of our listeners for listening and checking us out and even sticking with us. No, the podcast is not dead. No, we're not gone. We're still here, and we're going to be here for as long as everybody wants to do this for. So that's the good news. So as long as we want to be here, you'll continue to keep getting new episodes of the podcast. But the reason why this intro is so different is it's funny that we're back, but we're back with a new episode. This is episode 100, which that's a celebration because we made it to 100 episodes, and I'm happy. I'm happy about that. You know, when we did the first podcast, which was a milestone, and we were able to hit 50, I was shocked that we lasted that long. And now that we hit episode 100, I can't say nothing less, but I'm very happy. I'm thankful for everybody who's been on this podcast. I'm thankful to the people who's always been willing to come back and do this podcast. And it has kept me motivated to continue to keep working on this podcast and keep producing episodes. So for that, I want to thank everybody who's been on this podcast, particularly the people who keep coming back and our reoccurring members. I definitely appreciate y'all, and I'm grateful to y'all because a lot of people on this podcast don't have to be here, but they're willing to come and be here, not only because they enjoy the conversations, but also for y'all. So for that, I want to thank everybody who's ever been on the podcast and who continues to contribute to this podcast. So I do also want to add that even though we're making changes, if you do like the old feel of the podcast, well, that's not fully going away because, just to be honest, there are some backup podcasts that we have that we're going to put up if need be. And also, when we're done with the episode, or I should say, if we have more time, then you'll probably get that old podcast style, but you'll typically only get that at the end of the podcast, not at the beginning anymore. So if you still love that old style, you'll see a glimpse of it here and there, but hopefully this new style, y'all will enjoy it more. So that's what we're doing it for your enjoyment. And I hope you, once again, love the changes that we make. So I want to go ahead and go through some of our social medias. If you don't know about them, I want to let you know about them here. So first, I want to start off with the Patreon. We don't really work on that much, but we do have one if you wish to support the podcast. One thing I want to mention is if you do decide to sign up, whatever you do, do not support the top tiers. That's for the futures when we have more subscribers, but it's really not being supported, so do not worry about the top 2 tiers. But if you wish to support, go ahead and check out the Patreon. Now, I'll be honest, I don't know if we're going to stay with Patreon or not. We might, we may not, or we may open up something new. I'm not sure, but we do have a Patreon, and it's not really supported. So if you go there, there is some content on there, but it's not a lot because it's really not going to be heavily supported until we gain more subscribers. So once we gain more subscribers and we actually build this channel, then we'll definitely be back and we'll definitely be taking time to support the Patreon. But for now, I probably wouldn't recommend you going over there, but we do have one if you wish to support and check it out. There are a few things that I think there's like 1 or 2 videos that are exclusively uploaded on a Patreon that you won't find anyplace else on this podcast. So if you want to check out that exclusive content, go ahead and check that out. But be aware that page will not be worked on or supported until we gain a lot more subscribers and followers. And once that happens, we'll let you know. I also want to mention that we have an Instagram, opinion_piece_network. I do have to apologize because I don't really work on that page as much as I should, but I am trying to get better. So make sure to go ahead and check out that page. Mainly what we do is that we post clips from our clips channel. I should say shorts over here. So if you want to check it out on Instagram, it's over there. Speaking of the clips channel, if you want to check out our clips channel, it's Fit the Description Podcast over there on YouTube, where we post clips. Well, I should say we stopped posting clips and we pretty much post shorts now. And I want to explain that real quick. So we did used to post clips with shorts, but I stopped doing clips, and that's only because they had a change with shorts. And now shorts, you can actually record up to 3 minutes. So because of that, I've been focusing more on shorts. I have been on clips. I might bring the clips back from time to time, but for the most part, we're going to focus on shorts. Now, I might, and y'all let me know if you would like to see this, but because of that, I might start posting more shorts than just on Saturdays, because it used to be Saturday shorts. But I'm kind of torn, so let me know in the comments down below if you would like to see that. If you would like us to post a lot more shorts than just the ones on Saturday. But for now, we're just posting our Saturday shorts, but we may expand that into the future. So that's why you're not getting clips anymore. Also, just so you know, on this channel, we do read your comments here and on the clips channel. So if you comment down below, just letting you know that there may be a chance that your comment may be featured in a future episode. And if your comment's really good, we may actually read it off on the podcast and feature it. We may make your comment a topic. And now this is up to each speaker and it's totally up to them. But there may be a chance that one of the speakers may read your comment and they may want to have either a discussion or a debate. But again, that's not something that we'll do, but that's on each individual person. So now I'm not necessarily saying I'm going to do it, and I'm not trying to sit there and say OPN or Fit the Description Podcast offers that. That's on each individual person, and if they wish to do that, because I know one person has said that they would like to. Well, I'm just letting you know there may be a chance that they may let it happen. It may not be on Fit the Description podcast, but if they would like to, we'll set it up. But again, it's not something that I'm saying that we will do. It's literally on the speaker if they want to do it. So I'm not telling you this is what we're going to do. What I'm saying is that there is an opportunity, if your comment's really good, that there's a chance that maybe somebody on the podcast may actually want to have, or a better way to phrase it, may want to invite you in the comments, either to have a direct discussion or a debate. But again, not saying that we'll do it, but some speakers may want to. And I'm just saying, there's a chance if your comment's really good. Now, I do want to say two more things. First, even though we probably shouldn't, we're still going to go ahead and take off January. Only because that's our time off. And we still got some things that we want to, discuss and want to see how this goes. So we're going to go ahead and finish out the year with these changes. And then in January, we're going to reconvene. And then hopefully next year, the podcast will get even stronger. And lastly, we did have a really cool plan to do something for this episode, but sadly, we weren't able to put it together in time. And life started lifing, so we weren't able to have it ready for this episode. But I'll say this. If things start working out and those followers and subscribers count start going up, then most likely on episode 150, we'll definitely do something big. So that's my promise to you. But again, we need you to subscribe or follow depending on your platform. Help us go ahead and build this community and help us grow this channel. And we need your help. So make sure to subscribe and follow depending on your platform. And oh yeah, one last thing. This podcast is also hosted on another platform, which I don't really want to say the name because I don't know how YouTube will feel about it, but we do actually post our video and podcast on a different platform. And just to speak to y'all, just to let you know that we do also have the Clips channel on there. And sorry I haven't been posting. It's just that other site is not the best organized, so it's hard to kind of see what has been posted or what has been posted there. But we do backup posts to that website. And we want to let y'all know, thank y'all over there for rocking with us. We know you're there. And we definitely have more content coming, hopefully sooner than later. And I'm definitely going to try to get back to getting those shorts on that platform too. So that change is happening. And like I said, I do need to get better with posting. I want to make sure, even on that channel, I'm going to get better with posting the clips over there too. My fault. I meant to add this part in earlier, but I just forgot to go over it while I was recording the podcast. But I wanted to quickly go through some of the audio platforms that you can find the podcast on, just so you know that there's additional platforms besides just YouTube and Spotify, which, of course, I'm starting with Spotify. We're also here on Apple Podcasts. Well, this used to be called Anchor, but now it's Spotify, so you can also find us again on Spotify. Player FM, YouTube Music, Pocket Cast, Podchaser, Amazon Music, Audible, iHeart Radio, and Pandora. So there's many locations to check out the podcast. So yeah, if you don't want to watch it on YouTube or other video platforms, because there's actually one more platform that we're on, and that link will be in the description below. But besides those platforms and besides Spotify, if you want to find a different location, well, there's plenty. So hopefully you check these out. And just so you know, when it comes to audio platforms, I usually upload the podcast on Monday on audio platforms. So the way it works is if you want to get it upon release, you want to check it out on YouTube on Saturday. But for all y'all commuters, we usually release it 4 o'clock in the morning Pacific time for the audio platforms. So these are additional locations. And if we find more, we'll let you know. Anyways, now let's get back to the podcast. So now, with all that being said, I want to thank y'all for checking this episode out. Definitely appreciate y'all. I just wanted to go ahead. I know this was long, but I wanted to make sure to update you fully so you know what's going on. You at least know the plans until January. And in January, we're going to reconvene and change things up. So once again, I want to thank y'all. I hate that we were away for so long because normally when we're away, we tend to lose listeners. So hopefully y'all will come back. But the goal is that with the changes that we made and the plans that we have, that we wind up having a better long sustaining future for this podcast. So once again, I want to thank all y'all that checked out that full podcast or the Clips channel. We definitely appreciate it. Again, I will get better with posting on those other platforms. And I hope y'all stick with us. I want to thank y'all once again. I want to thank all the speakers that's been on this podcast. And now with that being said, I'm going to go ahead and take the time and send it back to my past self to go ahead and open up this podcast. And I'm just going to let you know right now, the full intro ain't going to be there because we did this part. So with that being said, I want to thank y'all. Appreciate y'all. And I just want to say we reached episode 100. And here's to hopefully another 200 more with a lot more success than we had in the first 100. All right, let's get started. Welcome to a new episode of Fit the Description, a Black Men's podcast where various Black men come together to talk about life, society, entertainment, culture, news, and whatever else we want to talk about from various Black men's perspectives. I'm your host, G, and today we got Keith.
What's up?
And yeah, we made it to episode 100, which I'm very happy, proud about. I want to thank everybody who's been on this podcast. Again, I'll get to that in a second. But with that being said, I guess the first question I want to ask to I guess right now the one person that's on here is how was your holiday? How was your 4th of July?
Yeah, holiday was good. 4th of July, I had to work, man.
Oh, you did?
That's about it. Yep, I had to work. We really don't do fireworks or anything.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, I'll speak on my 4th of July. I was actually sick.
So.
Yeah, I wound up having, I don't know what I ate, but I wound up getting like a little stomach flu. And I was literally in bed, basically crumbled and watching the fireworks out of my window, begging for, like, basically praying for this crap to be over. So yeah, it was bad. I'll put it like this, man. It may be too much information, but I definitely got to learn a lot about my toilet. That's for damn sure.
Yeah, a lot of information.
Yep. So yeah. My 4th of July did not wind up. I mean, it was great. I mean, I got to see fireworks. I haven't seen a 4th of July fireworks in a long time since probably what was it, last year or the year before? No, my fault. I mean last year or the summer.
You've seen one set of fireworks, you've seen them all. So.
Yeah, but when you haven't. But you gotta understand, I went through a long period of time from 2012 to 2019 not seeing fireworks. And then I think I got to see one during the pandemic era. Then I just was indoors all day. I had to do something. So, when you haven't done it in a while, it's nice to see fireworks sometimes. It's nice to, do things.
I guess. I'll take your word for it.
Yep. So yeah, that's pretty much all I wanted to say. I just heard from B said he'll be on here in a second, so hopefully he could get on here. But yeah, so yeah, that's all we'll have right here for now, and yeah, I guess we could move on to the next topic. All right, man. Okay, so we'll go ahead and talk about the next topic, and we'll start off with the pretty interesting things that right here in my hand, I have statistics. And the statistics are about, since we're in episode 100, I thought I'll go ahead and talk about some of the history and some of the notable things of this podcast and just kind of some of the history about it, because why not? It's episode 100. It's the one thing that we can at least do. So I decided to, let's go ahead and, talk a little bit about our history and some of the things that we know. The very first foundation of Fit the Description, how the podcast actually started, was actually, it didn't even start with Fit the Description. The original name was The Convo, and the core of it started technically with me, B, and Keith. That was the first three people that actually kind of were like the foundation of the podcast. So it actually started with the series called The Convo, and then it moved into Fit the Description, which, welcome, man. So
I'm just trying not to get sued.
So the person right here, this man was the person who came up with the name of Fit the Description. So I won't go to that entire history, but yes, James was actually the first person to come up with the Fit the Description title.
I'm still waiting for my cookie.
One day, man. But let's have some fun with this. So let me ask you, who do you think was the person who's been on the most episodes outside of me? I'm asking y'all.
I would say James for sure.
Mm-hmm. James?
I would say Keith.
Keith got it right. James has officially been on the most episode. Keith has actually been on the third most episodes. Number 2 is B. James, and I may be off by a couple of numbers, but I got this information, I want to say, last night. James has been on a total of about 82. B has been on a total of 54 episodes, and Keith has been on a total of 44 episodes.
Yeah, I want to recount. That don't sound right.
Well, you did miss a couple, and we're not talking about the ones that you were here. We're talking about the ones you were active on. So, because there's a couple of those. There's a couple of those you weren't active on. So, yeah. Yep. So, the most listened to episode that we ever had, which pisses me off to this very day, is Skyrocketing Chapter 2. That's our most listened to episode. Our most viewed episode on YouTube was actually episode 74, Levels to Wealth, with 50 views. The most people we ever had on the podcast was episode 50, Milestone, which of course everybody kind of showed up. Going towards the Clips channel, the ladies basically had the highest view clip at 1.8K. After that, it was me and Norris with 1.1K. And then I think the next one was with Jason with Keys at 777. That was the top 3 view. The funny thing is, the person who got the most views on a clip solo is Keys with 517. I'm in second place with 498. Keith is in third place with 437, and Jason is in fourth with 231. So those are basically the 4 people that basically are the only feature in the clip that has more than 200 views solo. So let me see. So B's most viewed clip is 534 with Keys. James is 431 with B. Keith is 437 solo. Keys, of course, 777 with Jason. Norris with me, he's number 2. He has the most view. He's the second in most viewed clips with 1.1K with me. All right, said Jason. And then Adam has 520 with me.
Oh yeah. Good talk.
Yep. Oh, what's up, B?
Stop.
Yeah. So yeah, so I'm just going to just some of the statistics on the podcast. Oh, this is interesting. I have the episodes that you guys started in. You know what? And I'll ask each of y'all. What episode do you guys think you came in at?
No idea.
Just guess. Doesn't matter.
Well, you said the first one, right?
Okay. B, you say first.
I would
Keith,
say
what,
obviously the first one.
first one. Okay. What about you, James?
Are we talking about fit the description?
Yes. What episode do you think you came in at?
I mean, if I'm the one that actually made the name, wouldn't I be in the first damn episode?
Nope. So I have the rundown on everybody's the first episode everybody came in at. B and Keith is right. They were here at episode 1. You actually, which I thought was episode 4. No, you came in at episode 2.
And I just said, are you sure we're talking about fit the description and not like with the convo and everything?
Well, the official one was Convo. Then we changed the name during Fit the Description, but it was called a Convo when we first started. But yeah,
But but if I was the one who actually came up with the name, wouldn't that have mean I would have had to have been there?
no, because again, you were part of the name change, but you weren't necessarily. But like the very first episodes, like when it first started, when I first started saying the intro, was no, it was before you.
Yeah.
So yeah, go look at the number.
Hey, you know what? Hey, don't even trip. Hey,
Thank you.
Yeah.
I appreciate it. So yes, episode 2. So I just want to chime in real quick because I was a little bit off with the history right here. So I'm not going to go into full detail, but I recommend to go read the description on episode 2 and pay attention to the titling. All right, back to the podcast. Let me see. The other people who were on episode 1 was Norris, Jason, and Dan. They were on episode 1. Then James came in on episode 2. Adam's first episode was episode 13. LL Cool Pat's first episode was episode 9, which I didn't know that. James's little homies came in. They came in at a total of 6 episodes. Let me chime in real quick and just say I'm throwing them all together because I don't know who was who, so I just put them all in one category. So now back to the podcast. Dan was only in 1. Jonathan, which has only been in 2 episodes, technically, came in at episode 18. Keys at episode 23. Oh yeah, and James. I'll just say they came in together because I don't know who was who. They came in at episode 21. Oh yeah. So that's that. The last couple of stats that I want to bring up, and actually, you know what? Is right now. What is this? Is this from? Okay, yeah, this is fit the description. As of right now, to record this episode, we have 51 subscribers, 443 videos, and we have a total of 14,831 views. That's on the Clips channel. On the main channel for the podcast, which again, that one we kind of got screwed because I won't go into that history about it, but basically our channel got deleted and they kind of screwed us over. But the main channel, it has 19 subscribers, which at one point in time we had 31 and we kept growing, but then they killed our channel. 207 videos total, and with 1,390 views, which again we had more, but we kind of got screwed. When it comes to listeners, most people listen to this pod. Well, I did this was in this month. Most people listen to this podcast on the iPhone with 66.7%, the Mac 16.7%, and then smart speakers, which is tied with Mac, but 16.7%. What people watches through this month is Apple Podcasts with 50, the web browser with 16 point. Well, web browser, Amazon Alexa, and Pandora are all tied with 16.7. My fault. That's the entire time. This month, which is crazy, I'm kind of shocked, but in this month, our most viewed audience, which I didn't know about this, was actually female at 83.3%. Next was non-specified at 11.1, and then male at 5.6, and that was this month. Or I should say, yeah, I think it was last month. That was our most viewed. So overall, most people listen to the podcast through web browser, Amazon Alexa at 71.2, Amazon Alexa at 8.5, Apple Podcasts at 6.1, Pandora at 3.5, and other platforms at 10.66%. And what most people of all time, when they listen to our podcast, the platforms that they use Mac at 29.7, Windows at 22.1, Android at 11.5, iPhone at 9.9, a smart speaker at 8.6, and other is at 18.4. And the top view countries that listen to our podcast of all time, of course, US is number one at 77.7%. Germany at 5.7, France at 4%, UK at 2.7, Cambodia at 2.5, India at 1.8, Canada 1.1, and then Algeria at 0.6. So yeah, so that's all the fun facts I have for y'all. I just wanted to start that off at episode 100 of where we stand. So if y'all want to have anything you want to add to that, but I just wanted to kind of, for episode 100, just kind of run down the stats and statistics. Now, I understand that, James, you may have issues about the episodes that you appeared on, but that's kind of what it is. So if anybody has any, go ahead.
Sure. Oh, no, sure, man. I'm going to let you rock it. It's your world. Shout out to France.
All right. All right. Anybody else want to have anything they want to add to that?
To the ladies, come holla at B.
Yeah. Just so you know, the age at that month was from 44 to 57. That's the age range.
Oh, hell yeah.
Work something out.
Yeah, I've got that in there. So yeah, I was very shocked to see that. But yes, we have 83% of female viewership, which I am very surprised, at least when it comes to listeners. But yeah. So yeah, that's just interesting stats I have for y'all. Like I said, I just wanted to take the time just to kind of, for episode 100, just to show you where everybody's at, where we stand. Once again, go check out the episodes yourself. Make sure to check out the Clips channel. And with that being said, we'll go ahead and move on to the next topic. All right.
All the listeners, like, comment, and subscribe.
Yeah, do that. Make sure you do that. Absolutely. I want to just I think we touched on it a while back, but I wanted to bring up if anybody has been paying attention to the Diddy case and the results of it. So I don't know if you heard, but I guess Diddy, it's pretty much over from last time I read, and he was basically, he was acquitted. I forgot the two charges that he got, but he was basically acquitted of the harsh sex trafficking crime, and he was also acquitted of the RICO charge. So I just wanted to, kind of come back and talk to y'all if y'all have kept up with it a little bit and just get your thoughts on it. Me personally, looking at it and looking into it, I will say I was very shocked that he got off on the human trafficking charge. Like I thought he was gonna go down for that. But the RICO, for me, from everything that I heard and I read, and don't get me wrong, there's some holes I didn't keep up. There's parts I didn't keep up with, but I at least kept up with the Cassie part and heard some other people. I started seeing the RICO connection, but in my opinion, I am not really shocked that he got for RICO, because RICO I felt like was a very tough charge to get him on. So because I did look at it, I guess all the 510s of RICO, and don't ask me because I don't remember off the top of my head. I'll have to look it up real quick. I may look it up during the open part, but I guess the 510s of RICO, I guess there's some evidence that he did each one, but I think the hard part for me was I've seen every RICO case I've ever seen. It was always like an entire multiple organization, but it was one guy. And there was just some arguments that I don't know. I just didn't feel like the RICO charge was gonna hold. But that's kind of how I felt about it. So I'll go ahead and go to you, Keith. If you have paid attention to the case and your thoughts on it.
Oh yeah, no, I paid attention to it. Like I said, this was a domestic violence case, and without it being a domestic violence case. So they're stupid. It was a big ass waste of time. Free Diddy t-shirts for everybody. Or actually, I'm sorry, Diddy free t-shirts for everybody. Coming real soon. Already got mine. But yeah, no, I feel like they tried to make this dude out to be a bad guy. Or not a bad guy, but a bad person. I mean, I just feel like what you enjoy in your free time sexually is what you enjoy in your free time sexually. You know, who are we to judge? Cassie is a terrible person. She should have shut her mouth, took her $20 million and saved her life. I mean, I don't, because he wasn't on trial for domestic violence or arson. You know, he was on trial for, just like you said, of hard sex trafficking and prostitution and other. You know, he got charged with prostitution for other things, which I don't even understand. For flying a person out to have sex, I don't. I don't know how you charge somebody with that. But you had to charge him with something, so, or it just would have been a big ass waste of time. So, I personally don't feel like anything he did was that bad that we've already done heard. So I don't know. I feel like I've heard worse. I'm just not shocked that a person of like his status and power, it's just not shocking, you know.
Okay. All right. James, I'm gonna you got anything you want to add real quick?
Yeah, you could have started with me first. No, I don't care. No, I didn't watch. I don't give a shit. It doesn't matter to me at all. So, yeah, I mean, yeah, rock on, whatever the fuck. You know what they should do? No, I do care. I want them to now show the trial of my cousin, okay? And I need him to get all the same publicity of this. And then this nigga needs t-shirts and a rap song and all of that shit. All right, there we go. I'm done.
All right, B.
Well, as I haven't been paying attention, like I said, it's the same old issues where, these people, they're gonna go to jail, but they're not bringing up the real issues, what's wrong with actual Hollywood itself, when it comes to kidnapping, human trafficking, rituals, and all that other stuff. They don't want to bring up none of that stuff. They want to say they have lists and high names and all that stuff. So I had no interest or even care. At this point, was it another humiliation ritual? At this point, so yeah, it's just it's what it is. They're not bringing up Clyde Davis or any or all these big executives or CEOs that actually own the record label. They're not bringing up none of that stuff. So it's just like, yeah, I mean, there's bigger issues than Diddy when it comes to all this, but they don't want to bring up nothing, none of the actual serious issues. So it's just like, okay, well, is it? I'm not gonna give it that much attention. Then. So
I will say this though. It's just, and you guys don't have to agree with me, but some people were talking about, oh, well, if he was white, this and that, blah, blah, blah. But I feel like, and like I stand by this, and anybody who beats the system, especially the government or whatever the case may be, however he beat it, I respect it, because we don't support, like, yes, he's a mom, but he is a black man. So I support him fucking over the court system. Hey, I'm proud of it because white people praise white people day long, whether it be Kevin Spacey, Harvey Weinstein, so on and so be it. Like, so I'm gonna say, even though people don't like it and want other black people to go down. I'm glad that he fucked the system and he got off like hundreds of white people before him. So I will say that to conclude my thing.
I
because,
mean, my fault. Go ahead.
because people are so quick to damn fucking black people, and it pisses me off sometimes.
You know what? I'm not even going to argue that point. I don't fully agree, but for the rebellious side of me, I do agree in the sense of, yeah, you know, the fact that he was able to kind of fuck over the system. Yeah, I think I kind of agree with that in a way. I don't fully agree, but yeah, and the way you're going about it, yeah. The one thing I do want to say is, you said something about how is it that he could get human trafficking for flying somebody over? So I actually looked this up, and from what I found, I guess if you fly somebody from state to state for sexual reasons, it automatically becomes a human trafficking thing. And I only found this out was because there was this news story that came out about this little girl, and she was out here in California, and as soon as he drove her over to Vegas for a sexual reason, it instantly became a human trafficking. So yeah, so if you fly somebody over, doesn't matter where they're at, for a sexual reason without being willingly, I guess I'm not sure how it goes, but it instantly turns into a human trafficking charge. So
it's not flying them over. It's anytime they cross state lines. But you're right.
yeah, that's what I learned. Thank you, appreciate it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because that's true. I mean, in my personal opinion, I'll say this. This is one thing I do want to say, especially when it comes to Cassie, is her in particular, I don't think that she was innocent in that situation whatsoever. I don't care what anybody says. When you've been in a relationship with a guy like that for so long, and they said she was with him for 11 years, I totally believe that she's a willing participant. Well, she was a willing participant for some of that. Now, that's not me saying that she wasn't a victim or she wasn't victimized or she wasn't abused. Of course she was. We saw the tapes. That shit was fucked up. But I
Don't
truly...
say tapes. You saw one tape. You
Okay,
don't say tapes. I hate when people say that. There was only one tape. And on top of that, you didn't see the beginning of how all that started or the end. I don't care what any man says. A man can say, oh, I'll never put my hands on a woman. But a woman that you've been in a relationship for almost over a decade and push your buttons like no other. So miss me that bullshit at the end of the day. Like you don't know what she did, what she said. It's just like the whole Chris Brown thing. Oh, Rihanna's a victim. No, Rihanna's 6 foot. She ain't no little chick. And she was whooping his ass in that small ass Lamborghini. And all of that information didn't come out till later though. So he decided to defend himself. And because he wouldn't give her his phone. And we know that now. It's just like Diddy. Yes, was the videotape that we saw of him, what he was doing was aggressive? Yeah, but you don't know the beginning. So who are we to judge? Like, yeah, you can say, oh, that was the next. But you don't know that until you've been in a relationship with a woman for years, had her test your buttons or whatever the case may be, or do something to affect your mental. Don't say that.
So are you telling me that there's no other options that you can choose? Like you can't walk
like
away,
I said, in the moment, you don't know that. You don't know that in the moment. I used to say the same stuff, but in the moment, you kind of react. You can say this now with a level head, but you cannot say that in the moment. You don't know how you're going to react.
I can't say this from a standpoint of being in a long-term relationship. I will give you that. But I can't say this as being in a situation where women have pissed me off. And every time they piss me off, either I held it in or I walked away.
You're not in a relationship with this woman. You're not in a relationship. It's not the same. You're not in a relationship with this woman. This woman knows you inside and out, knows your deepest, darkest secrets, knows how you look naked, clothes, everything. Like, it's not as easy as that. It's not as easy as just saying women piss me off all day at work. But at the end of the day, I'm not going to react how I react to my girl. It's not the same. Not the same.
All right. I want to let this go because I want to get back to the Diddy, and also you're right. I'm not in a relationship. I disagree, but you're right. I don't know because I'm not in a relationship, so I will concede with that. But I still disagree with you. With that being said, though, as recording this video, from my understanding, some of the dudes who she was sleeping with, actually, I think they said that she actually was part of setting a lot of these situations up. She's actually starting to be sued for all this. So I do agree with you, Keith, of like the smart thing that she could have done was take the $20 million, just be quiet and go about her business. Because yeah, I said it, and I'm saying this from like day one. Well, I say day one, but the first day she took the stand, I said like, no, I totally believe that she was victimized. I'm not going to take that away from her. But I also think that at the end of the day, I definitely think in some of these cases she was a willing participant in some of these activities.
Well,
Okay, so hold on.
Yeah.
Let me just ask this. Okay, so when you saw that, whenever you saw, whether it be now or 6 years ago,
Mm-hmm.
and when you heard that he paid, like she sued him and for $20 million, okay, just by seeing that small clip, not knowing anything else, and because that's what she sued for defamation of character. She won that case, $20 million. So would you say that $20 million is an acceptable amount for that video?
You said that $20 million was
he didn't know anything else.
yes, that is
No,
a red.
he was asking me. He's asking me. You can answer. Let me answer first, and you can answer after me. Do I think $20 million was acceptable for that video? Yeah. I'm not gonna lie. $20 million.
Okay,
yeah.
So exactly. So stop saying that domestic violence or not domestic violence, but George keep talking about this video. He wasn't on trial for that video. So he was on trial for everything that he was accused for, which came out to be not enough. So if her talking about what he was charged for was transporting a person from one state to the next state to have sex, then okay. So the crime did not fit the punishment that everybody has given him. That's what the court has legally deemed it.
Okay, hold on. Okay, and I just want to make sure it's clear. So this is what he was charged for. So he was charged for racketeering, which is a RICO charge. He was
no, he's not charged.
No. That's what he was charged for. That's what he was charged for. I'm not saying that's what he's guilty. This is what he was charged, not guilty.
Okay, charged. Okay.
Yeah. So he was charged for racketeering and conspiracy, which he was not guilty. He was charged with sex trafficking by force, fraud, or coercion, involving Cassie and another woman known as Jane, which he was considered not guilty, and he was guilty of 2 counts of transportation to engage in prostitution involving Cassie and Jane. Yes.
And those are misdemeanors. And that's another thing. For first-time offender, and because he has no other record, those are misdemeanors. He's going to get the bare minimum, maybe a year or 2. But he's already served a year and a half. So maybe it's that. So like I said, is Diddy nasty? Is Diddy disgusting? Yes, 100%. Is he a questionable father for everything he's done? 100%. But that's it. At the end of the day, he's human. She got paid for that video. The only video that everybody saw. The only reason why I'm so angry about this, because I had a conversation with 100 people, and they say the same thing. Oh, well, he beat Cassie. 10-second video is not beating anybody. I'll put it like this. Watch that Ray Rice video and tell me who got it worse. Because Ray Rice cold cocked his wife and then drove the elevator. That was like a whole 30-minute video, people came in the elevator, and she still hopped on that little stand, or sorry, but that podium, and she said, yes, I was in the wrong. I said some messed up shit to him. So, hey, you can't always defend these women. You can't defend them all the time.
Mm-hmm.
But
the fact that, I take Cassie out of this whole equation. The fact that she accepted that $20 million, she got what she wanted. You know, she didn't say like, they didn't offer her the 20 million, and she just said like, "Oh man, fuck that money, fuck it. I want that dude dead. I want him in the jail cell forever." I don't want that money. I want justice. She didn't do that. She wanted the money. She wanted that money. She got it, and that was her payment for that beating. So I had to take Cassie out of this equation. She got her reward. She got her payout. You know, and in fact, another thing, I haven't looked up. I'm hearing that all these other women who went against Diddy, they're dropping out of the case. So it's like, well, it is what it is. Like you all need to stand up and fight. If this guy really did what he did to y'all, and for me, if he did all that, when y'all say he done all that to me, no, I want this dude in jail. I want him on the death penalty if he would have did all that to me, right? But
that's easy to say. You don't know what's going on with that.
No, I'm just saying if you hear all these accusations, because they're not good, they're horrible accusations. But I'm just saying if Diddy would have done if those accusations would have brought to the light, and he did that shit to me, Diddy's going down.
Okay.
He is going down if he would have done that to me.
Okay, right? So hold on. Let me say this. And I'm gonna say allegedly. Allegedly. Let's just say this happened. Let's just say you were. It's weird to say this, but let's just say you were a victim, you know, and you're like, I want this person in jail, I want this person under jail. And then let's just say one of your family members comes to you and say, hey, this weird person called me and told me my address and told me to tell you that if you say anything, you know, you might have a package in your front door. I don't know who this dude was. It was weird. What would you do then?
Try me. That's all I gotta say. Try me. I'm not scared of all these threats and all of that. No. I never had, never will be. Scared people try to blackmail me before. Never went through. Never worked because I don't fear such threats. You know.
So what about the Kid Cudi situation? You hear about that?
You got to refresh me.
Basically during the case. Go ahead.
Yeah, but that's all speculation, though. You can't say that it literally was speculation.
Oh, I know. I'm just trying to prove a point. I get what you're saying. Oh.
Okay, but what's your point, though? You just keep talking about hypotheticals.
Yes, because it is. Because I mean, this is the thing. Like he said, all those women dropped out, so he's like, I can't take them seriously. I'm saying, well, you don't know what's happening. There may be something that happened behind the scenes that we don't know about why they dropped out.
Okay, but what does it matter? Okay, I'll put it to you like this: if I had not had a kid, I see he's got touched by Michael Jackson, I want that motherfucker's head on a spike. There ain't amount of money in the world that you could give me to be like, oh, well, he's Michael Jackson. Well,
thank you.
But no, he touched my kid.
Thank you.
Like, those people took those payouts. So, but that's what I'm saying. If you're threatened, it's like, that's a hypothetical. Oh, well, it's going to be a package at your front door. Okay, well, I'm recording this whole conversation. So, I ain't going to just threaten me and get away with it. No. That shit's going straight to the feds. I'm not a coward either, man. If you're going to kill me, nigga.
Exactly.
Fuck that. I ain't a coward at the end of the day.
Yeah.
Let me ask you that same question. Is you going to stand on business or you gonna say, "Oh, well, I don't care. I'm good. Eddie's a good man." Nah, nigga, I'll take that thing if you won't kill me and my whole damn family. I want this motherfucker in jail. What would you do? Let me ask that.
I mean, especially, well, I mean, if the context that you're talking about to protect my family and with the risk of my family maybe being killed, I don't know, that's tough. I mean, I'll be honest, that's just tough.
Oh, Dad, I ain't even got to think about no
Because
shit.
at the end of the day, I'm always, for me, my answer is this: I'm always going to do what I feel is best for my family. If it's a thing where I keep my family safe, because I'm just the kind of guy I am, I'm going to take care of my family. But if it's a thing where like nothing I do is going to keep my family safe, then I'll fight. If you push me to fight, I have no problem with fighting. If it's a thing where like I had to back down, my family to be okay, I'm always going to choose my family's life over everything, at least in my opinion.
Fuck all
Okay,
that, man.
well,
I'm going to the black market. I'm buying
no,
guns,
but
AK-47.
Yeah, but
that's
you're
not
talking
what
about
you
trying to be
said,
John
though.
Wick, dude. That's
That's
not.
okay, but that's not what you said. You're changing up your own rules. I hate when you do this.
No,
You're
I
changing up
went
your
by
own
what
rules.
your rules. You said what you specifically said
No,
was
no,
if
no,
my
no.
family was killed. That's what you said. My
No,
rules.
I didn't say that. You said to be, oh, what if they say it's a package at your door and you gonna die and all these things like that, blah, blah, blah.
Okay.
So
If you want, okay,
yes,
wait.
no,
I'll answer. No, I'll
said,
answer that one. I'll answer that one. If it's one of those things that's a package at my door and somebody saying things, then yeah, I probably would because ain't nobody talk to me. Yeah, I probably would take it to the feds. I will admit that. Yeah. In that scenario, yeah.
like I said, I just said you can kill my whole family. If this nigga did something to me or my family, I'm not backing down for shit. That just doesn't make no sense to me. Like, I'm gonna try to get this motherfucker's head on a pike. That's how I feel. I'm not just gonna let a person walk because what we're talking about is okay, all of these people are backing down now because they know that Diddy is going to be out. That's why they're scared. That's the only reason why they're scared. Because if they knew he was getting 10 years, they would still fight him. He still has 97 civil suits. 97. People
Yeah.
keep dropping out every day. You got 97 civil suits that keep dropping every day? Oh, motherfuckers thought that you was going to get life off of a RICO charge. Do you think Bad Boy is a criminal enterprise? Do you think Diddy Case is a criminal enterprise? Do you think The Band do you think Sean John Ciroc is a criminal enterprise? Crazy. Whoever thought that is an idiot.
Yeah, and that's why I said like I agree with the RICO charge. That one was I don't know why they charged for that because none of that shit made sense to me.
Like I said, this was
go ahead.
just.
Sorry about that.
Oh no. This is exactly what Beast said it was at the beginning, trying to ruin his image and another black man's image and character. But they failed. They failed because they tried to make this person out to be a sexual deviant and failed.
I think he is a sexual deviant, but I do think that they failed.
Okay, but you didn't prove it in court. You didn't prove anything in court.
Okay,
what is that?
I'll give you that. I'll give you that. If it's not proven, okay, that makes sense. Makes sense.
Like, what makes him a sexual deviant? She literally asked multiple men to pee in her mouth. It's not just him. And then on top of that, which this is really gonna blow your mind, he never got charged with doing anything. He never got charged with touching anybody or literally having sex with anybody. Literally nobody. Now, one person on any stand said that he had sex with them. He liked to watch.
Yeah.
Like I said, I followed the case.
Yeah, I mean, again, like you're right. Yeah, the only thing he's guilty of is 2 counts of transportation to engage in prostitution. That is all he's guilty of. And he is currently awaiting sentencing on October 3rd and faces a maximum of 10 years in prison. So, being a possible of 20 years, and he was denied bail. So that's the entire case. So if you're going by the case, yeah. I mean, if you're going by the case, yeah, it only matters what he's guilty of. The other two, yeah. I mean, yeah, I can't really argue that.
Like your personal opinions about somebody or your personal opinions.
Yeah.
Like I said, we all could agree that he's a monster, scumbag, all of that. We all could agree with that. But what does that matter? Like, that's not what he was on trial for.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree. No argument out of here. Out of me. That makes sense.